How's it, everybody? Uncle Ron, Brother Ron here, Ron Sombrano here on our Sombranos, the brand. That's just the brand. Welcome to the Humanized channel on YouTube. There's actually several Humanized channels on YouTube, but it's mine, Ronald Sombrano's one, right, at Humanize. All right, so today I'm going to talk about what I do. I am a certified attentive listener slash life coach. All right. So what I do is I listen to people vent. That's what I do. I'm not a licensed psychologist or a licensed therapist in the mental health or the behavioral health profession because you need lots of schooling for that. You need to learn about all kinds of things, anatomy, brain science, all that kind of stuff. However, the profession I'm in doesn't need all those vetting, doesn't need all those schooling, so to speak. A life coach or attentive listener just focuses on people, everyday people that have things they need to unload, vent, if you will, vent, let it off, let it off their minds. For instance, I've been doing this for over 20 years, listening to people. People call me for all kinds of reasons that they just need to vent. They don't need to be coached. They don't need an answer to their problems. They just want to vent. There was an older gentleman, older uncle. He passed away this year, 2026. For 20 years, I've been his friend, but also on, I guess, like on a professional level, his somewhat therapist. Now, I say that really loosely because I'm not a therapist. I'm just a listener, basically, all right, slash life coach. I'm more 90% listener, not so much a life coach. I can help you navigate certain things, and we'll talk about it in another video, but I'm just talking about the listening aspects of what I do, all right? He used to call me because his wife would gaslight him almost all the time, 3, 4 times a week. They would get into a peaceful situation. Next week, she's gaslighting him for something. His daughters were, I told him, your daughters just use you, and just whenever they needed money, daddy, and he would give in because he just had a kind heart, and the guy helped me out so many times before, financially and otherwise. So he's also my friend. So but I never once treated him like crap. You know what I'm saying? But some of you out there are good human beings, good people, but then they treat you like crap. But in this one right here, I'm going to talk to the men, the brothers, the nephews, brothers, cousins, dads, uncles, grandfathers, brothers in society. This is basically for you, the Kane in Hawaiian. Kane means the male or men, okay? So, Kane issues, men issues. I have brothers calling me and just venting, all right? I'm going to talk about the brothers who are married, okay? I'm not a marriage counselor, okay? I'm not a psychologist, so I can just listen, and if you need someone to chime in, I will by asking questions. But this one time, this brother called me, and he was in his mid 30s. He goes, "Hey, Uncle Ron, I gotta talk, right?" And come to find out, and again, it was his marriage. He was married for like 10 years, got married young. He had like 2 kids. Good guy, surfer, takes the kids surfing, and everything. You know, the daughter had hula, follows the wife, takes everything was for the family. This guy worked hard, right? He was in the construction industry. I think he still is, but he called me. He called me several times just to vent. He goes, Uncle Ron, man, my wife, all of a sudden, just like she doesn't talk to me, and I don't know what I did. And when I try to find out, we fight, and now the kids see us, we're fighting, okay? So I just listen, okay? The minute he goes, he needs help and trying to figure stuff out because it's severe. He's talking about marriage and relationships. This is where an attentive listener like me really needs to watch what I do and a lot of times not say things. So I picked up on what he was saying, and he says certain elements of the relationship got heated. So I had to cut him off. I go, brother, brother. If you know, in Hawaii we say brother for brother. He said, brother, you need to slow down. And what you're telling me is getting too intense. You might have to see a marriage counselor, you and your wife. But you can continue to vent. But you gotta watch what you say. I need to listen to the key things, okay? But you can vent. So he vents, and then he started to get upset. I let him go. He just needed to vent. And but again, I listened to key things, and I says, look, if you know, please, you know, listen to what you're saying because you're getting angry. And local men in general, they get heated, and sometimes our culture is like we hold things in, and I'm afraid you might, you know, just snap and beat up a tourist because you got a lot of rage going on. So I had to watch what I say, but you know, as a listener and someone that cares, I just have to say certain things with caution, telling him be cautious, watch your anger, blah blah blah, which is, you know, common sense stuff. But he was just venting. His marriage was like kind of like hitting that roadblock as they get older. You know, things aren't the same. Marriage dynamics change. You know, financially things change. But that's one example of this local brother that just needed to vent. And he was talking about, after a while, he was talking about other things, just venting, you know. He's venting about, you know, a common thing is in laws, you know. His brother in law started to come around and ask for money, and his wife was like, you know, you got to help him out. And he goes, yeah, Uncle Ron, you know, the brother's a loser, he's a drug addict and all that. I go, well, you can vent to me these things. It's confidential. That's okay. But I cannot, again, chime in and try to resolve that problem. I'm not licensed to do that. But I am, you know, certified. I got online certifications to be a listener and life coach. So I just listen. I just listen. And several sessions we had with this brother. So 1 hour, you know, and he feels better after that 1 hour. And what the point I'm trying to make is, you know, a lot of people say the women go to therapy, the men hardly go to therapy, or they don't want to go to therapy. Number one, um, what I do isn't therapy. In the legal sense, I'm not a therapist. So it's not therapy, but when you talk to friends about things, it's therapeutic. All right, you can talk to anybody, and you release the stress. Talk to your good friend. That's therapeutic. Your friend's not a licensed therapist, so he can't figure you out, but you vent to him. That's what I do. That's my job is to listen to people because there is a need for people, especially the Kane, the men out there with the men issues that they face. You know, I'm from Maui all my life, Lahaina boy, and we lost our town in August 8, 2023. And after that, that's when I think my gift as a listener, not so much a life coach, but as a listener, is like, Keakua, God put me in that place to listen to my fellow Lahaina people that lost everything, that lost people that died in the fires, you know, that lost everything. Like my family, we lost the house, we lost everything. We're in a temporary place here in other side of the island of Maui. But when I was there, I actually wrote a book about the fire, and we're trying to get that printed. But when I was there, I listened to so many horrible stories, and people would just come up to me, hey, Uncle Ron, I just need to talk, and I listen, and man, I must have listened to over 100 of my fellow Lahaina people who were displaced from the massive fire, the massive wildfire that took out our whole town. And you know, one of my friends told me, man, that is your gift. You just listen. So I'm turning this into what I gotta do. You know, I mean, hey, I gotta make money. I gotta make money. Everybody does. But you know, as I get older, this is my calling. Okay, so especially the men, you got something to vent. Maybe your old lady is treating you bad. This is between us guys, and if the ladies are listening, hey, I'm just saying it. It works both ways. So the Kane, the men have issues too. So if you're a woman listening to this, hey, we men do have emotional things tied into the relationship. So you can't, if a woman is watching this and you're an old man, and I mean that respectfully, if your husband or your partner, that Kane, that man is doing the best he can, no one is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you, all of you, no one is perfect. Kane, wahine, wahine the ladies, Kane the men. No one is perfect. You're going to find faults in everything and everyone. I know I got faults that might drive somebody nuts, but they're not saying nothing, but they're venting to somebody. Hey, Uncle Ron, bro, I don't like that guy. I mean, he does these things, and when he eats, he slurps. You know what I mean? He vents to me about his sad ass life or something like that. No, we all need to vent. That's my calling. So, for the Kani, I know things happen in your life. Okay, one uncle told me after we lost everything, Hawaiian uncle, he was in his 70s, he's still around. You know what he told me? Okay, uncle, you're really strong and you're showing emotions. He goes, hey, boy, believe me, I cry. And you look at this uncle, he buff, he get grandchildren, great grandchildren in his shape. He dive, surf, he can kick okole, he can kick ass, at his age. So I was hanging out with him. I won't name his name, but I was hanging out with him at Waikuli Beach Park, for those of you who know Lahaina and Maui. And he looks out into the ocean and he goes, bruh, I cry a lot. I go, nah, not you. Not you, uncle. This tough Hawaiian. You don't cry. He goes, no, I cry. I go, what do you cry about? He goes, I cry when my family is hurting. He goes, I cry when, my daughter is hurting. I cry when my friends got cancer. I go, oh, wow, like everybody else. He goes, yeah. This is just a persona, because he says when he was growing up, the Kane, the men, the warrior, you gotta show strength. You can't be weak. You can't be feeble. You gotta show strength. But he says, bro, he goes surfing, he goes diving. That's where he cries. I go, wow. He goes, yeah, because when you're in the water, your face is wet, so your eyes can get red anyway. But he cries. And when he told me that, I go, yeah. We men, the Kane, we have emotions. And I'm telling you, all you brothers out there, Uncle Ron, Brother Ron, I love you guys, especially all you Hawaiians and Hawaiians at heart, okay? If you gotta talk, Uncle Ron, Brother Ron, I can help you out. You can call me, we can do a Zoom, talk story on the phone. I like to do things over the phone or Zoom, not so much in person, because a lot of times it's more easy this way. It's more private. I use headphones when I talk to you, nobody can hear. If we do Zoom, nobody can see. I go in a private room. Yeah, how do you do in person? I found it's better doing it with technology, seriously. And most people agree. And sometimes, somebody invite me, I'll meet them at a coffee shop or something. But a lot of times when you go in places like that, you got to watch what you say. You can't talk loud, right? So the Kane the man, I know you got to vent. I'm totally affordable. If you know more kala means money. Venmo me lunch money or not. If you feel that I'm a good listener, I'm a good life coach, you know, drop me a few dollars on my Venmo. And right now I don't have anything else. I just have Venmo. I'm working on getting my PayPal for the more professional stuff, but just helping out the local brothers, or just brothers who are having a hard time. You know, I'm here for you to talk. Again, it's my profession. I gotta make money, but for the brothers that's really struggling, need to talk, and money's tight, I'm here for you. All I ask is, you spread the word that Uncle Ron, Brother Ron is here. He ain't free. That's the only thing. I gotta say that, because I gotta make a living, um, and I hope I can be a value to all of you out there. Kane, Wahine, men, women, and everybody. But this one is geared to the local brothers, or just the brothers around the world. Just fellow brothers that need to talk and need to vent. So again, Ron Zambrano here, um, for the Kane, this video. And the Kanes out there, the men, I know you have things to talk about. You want to talk about, don't hold it in. Don't hold it in. Talk. Call me. Again, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm all ears. I've been doing this for 20 years. So if it's just everyday stuff, you got to vent, call me up. You might have a problem with your family, but it's just, you just needed to vent on your relatives, in-laws, or whatever. Maybe your job, there's somebody at work that's holding you back in some way. I don't know. I mean, I have, believe it or not, guys. You guys play golf. I talked to this one brother, and I told him, bro, I suck at golf. I was never good at golf, but I learned something called visualization. And I talked to this one guy. I go, you know what? No pay me, but just do an experiment. Just visualize. You're gonna play the shots in your head, and stick with one golf course. Don't go playing all these other courses. Stick with one course, a fairly easy course, and get that wired. Get your lowest score down first before you go to another course. And I says, well, I can't teach you how to swing a club because Uncle Ron, Brother Ron, isn't the person to do that. God knows. And my good friends knows I shouldn't teach golf, but visualizing. It's not hypnosis, nothing that hocus pocus, but visualizing, you know. And I says, how does it work? He goes, you know what? When I'm relaxed and I'm just visualizing my tee shot, you know, it works. So hey, I can do that kind of stuff too, and the guy showed a picture of his body, like what it is now. So I'm trying to look back and because nowadays all the golfers, they all fit. Since Tiger Woods, everybody's all fit. So I'm trying to backtrack and find a pro golfer that had that kind of body makeup. And that's what you should do too, guys. If you want to play good golf, basically, I think most of you know how to swing. I think you're just being negative in the head, Just kind of visualize you're going to hit a good shot. Take a deep breath, relax, become the golf club, Seriously, you might be thinking, hey, Ron, oh, come on, no act. No, seriously, visualize, right? Visualize you're going to hit a good golf shot. You didn't practice, but always visualize the good. And just like in life, all my brothers and sisters out there, but mostly my brothers in this video, visualize a good life, visualize positiveness, not negativeness, and let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm Uncle Ron, Brother Ron. Until the next video, spread the word. Uncle Ron is an attentive listener / life coach, but he's not free. That's all. He's not free, but for you guys, hey, I'm not free, but if you want to donate plate lunch money or coffee money, hey, my Venmo is right in the back end of this video. Guys, take care. God bless. Especially all my Wahine and Kane friends, men and women friends, and whatever you identify yourself as. I'm from Hawaii. I'm not haters. I'm not a hater. In other words, I don't hate anybody. I love everybody. We all got to get along. Aloha, malama pono. All right.